Pan, the god of the woods. Pan, the fascinating god of Greek mythology, emerges as a singular and multifaceted figure whose domain extends over the woods and pastures, making him the supreme guardian of herds. His mother was Dryope, one of the Pleiades, daughters of Atlas and Pleione, and his father was the divine messenger Hermes. This union reveals an intermediary nature, connecting the divine to the animal form, personifying the transition between distinct worlds. However, Pan's journey is marked by rejection from his birth when his mother, frightened by his appearance, abandoned him. Ridiculed by the gods of Olympus, Pan became a figure associated with panic, instilling fear in those who dared to traverse forests at night. His decision to never love is challenged by the seduction of Syrinx, whose transformation into reeds gives rise to the magical Syrinx flute. Pan's trajectory, intertwined with tragedies like that of Pitys and his transformation into the constellation Capricorn, highlights his duality and the transformative power inherent in this unique deity, transcending appearances and resonating as an eternal echo in Greek mythology. Abandonment and panic. The myth of Pan is permeated by a profound sense of abandonment and the subsequent awakening of panic. From the moment of his birth, Pan is confronted with rejection when his mother, Dryope, horrified by his peculiar appearance with goat's feet and horns, chooses to abandon him. This initial experience of being left to his own devices shapes the god's identity, marking him as a figure whose existence is defined by exclusion. Ridiculed by the gods of Olympus when presented in the temple, Pan carries the stigma of being different, a being that elicits apprehension and fear. This aura of strangeness is intrinsically linked to the concept of panic, as Pan, with his presence, incites a sudden fear, often devoid of apparent cause. Thus, the duality between the initial abandonment and the instigation of panic reveals complex layers in Pan's narrative, exploring universal themes of rejection and their repercussions on identity and divine interaction. The art of seduction and the Syrinx flute. The intricate story of the art of seduction takes on richer contours when exploring the myth of Pan, especially the episode of the creation of the Syrinx flute. In this context, Pan, the horned god of the woods, falls in love with the nymph Syrinx, a devotee of Artemis known for her chastity. When pursued by Pan, Syrinx, exhausted from fleeing, implores the deities to free her from suffering, resulting in her transformation into a reed. When Pan finally embraces Syrinx, he realizes he is enfolding a reed in his arms. The sorrow of this discovery is transformed by Pan's artistic skill, as he creates the Syrinx or Pan's flute using the reed that symbolizes the object of his unrequited love. This episode not only highlights Pan's artistic mastery but also underscores the duality of art as a means to overcome challenges and connect divergent beings. In this context, the Syrinx flute transcends its mythological role, becoming a lasting symbol of the magic of music and art in overcoming barriers and seeking connections between human and divine realms. It is also worth noting that, according to Sappho in her poem to Eunica, the story of Syrinx parallels other accounts, emphasizing the complexity of mythological and human relationships. The tragedy of Pitys and the transformation. The mythological narrative of Pan carries with it the tragic tale of Pitys, a nymph loved by Boreas, the fearsome north wind. While Pan played his Syrinx flute in the solitary woods, he encountered Pitys, a nymph who sparked his hope by showing tenderness towards him. However, their fate took a tragic turn when Boreas, driven by jealousy, blew fiercely, causing Pitys to fall into a precipice. The nymph, whose name means pine tree in Greek, was transformed into this tree after the fall, dedicated to Pan. This metamorphosis symbolizes the transience of beauty and the ephemeral nature of love, highlighting the duality between hope and tragedy that permeates Pan's life. The representation of the pine tree in mythology not only emphasizes the transformative power of the gods, but also connects Pan to nature and his own creation. The pain of loss and the beauty of forgiveness emerge in this story, revealing profound aspects of the human condition and the complexity of divine relationships, offering reflections on acceptance, overcoming, and the eternal interplay between tragedy and redemption in Greek mythology. Conflicts with Typhon and transformation into Capricorn. The mythological journey of Pan reaches its climax during the conflicts with Typhon, considered the father of monsters and a formidable enemy of the gods. Faced with overwhelming fear, each deity transformed into animals to escape the imminent threat. Pan, fearful, plunged into a river, seeking a strategy to evade Typhon's fury. In this moment of agony and transformation, half of Pan's body was disguised, leaving only the head and upper body, while the submerged part took on an aquatic appearance. Zeus, recognizing the cunning strategy of Pan, issued a tribute to the god of the woods, transforming him into the constellation Capricorn. Thus, Pan, once a grotesque and feared figure, received a celestial honor, becoming part of the starry firmament. This metamorphosis not only symbolizes divine protection against adversities, but also highlights Pan's wisdom and adaptability in the face of changes and challenges. Capricorn, representing Pan, remains as a celestial testament to divine cunning, providing a cosmic insight into overcoming and transcendence in Greek mythology. Curiosities. An alternative and intriguing version of the story of Pan in Greek mythology places him as one of the sons of Zeus. According to legend, the goat Amalthea, who served as Zeus's wet nurse in his infancy, played a crucial role in the creation of the god of woods and pastures. During a mythological episode, Zeus accidentally broke one of Amalthea's horns. As a form of compensation and gratitude for the goat's dedication, Zeus granted her the ability to provide an inexhaustible amount of milk and transformed the broken horn into a magical horn, known as the Horn of Amalthea. This horn, often depicted as a goat's horn overflowing with fruits and flowers, became a symbol of abundance. Pan, born later, was nourished with the milk of the goat Amalthea, uniquely connecting him to this mythological figure and Zeus's generosity. This peculiarity adds an extra layer of fascination to Pan's complex genealogy, revealing the intricate ties between gods and mythological creatures. In this narrative, instead of Pan being associated with panic due to his mother's rejection, Pan is feared by all those who need to traverse the forests at night and is associated with the sudden terrors that the darkness and solitude of the journey provoke, devoid of any apparent cause. This sudden fear became known as panic, attributing to Pan an aura of restlessness that resonates in the night. This unique interpretation highlights how Greek myths can adapt and intertwine, offering different perspectives on the nature and characteristics of the gods, adding depth to the complex mythological tapestry. Relationship between Pan and the city of Rome. In Rome, Pan assumed various designations, being known as Faunus, Silvanus, and specifically as Lupercus. He became a representative symbol of the world due to his strong association with nature, seen as a god symbolizing the universe in its entirety. The cult of Pan in Rome was notable during the festival of Lupercalia, celebrated on the 15th, 16th, and 17th of February, coinciding with the anniversary of the foundation of his temple. In this context, Pan was venerated as the god of shepherds, and the festival involved symbolic rituals and festivities. It's worth noting Pan's association with the cave where the she-wolf nursed the brothers Romulus and Remus, a myth that connects the god to the foundation of Rome. During this period, the priests who worshipped Pan dressed in goat skins, referencing his mythical form. In the last days of Rome, when fierce wolves roamed near the houses, the Romans invoked Lupercus to ward off these creatures, emphasizing the belief in divine protection associated with Pan. In conclusion, the fascinating story of Pan in Greek mythology reveals profound layers of symbolism and meaning. The god of woods and meadows, with his peculiar features of goat legs and horns, emerges as a complex and multifaceted figure. From his abandonment by his mother to his role as an intermediary god between human and animal forms, Pan personifies the duality and paradoxical nature present in Greek myths. His role in the origin of the term panic, associated with sudden and inexplicable fear, adds an intriguing dimension to his mythology. Pan's ability to create the syrinx flute from the transformation of the nymph he fell in love with illustrates the creative power and the ability to overcome obstacles through art and music. The tragedies involving Pitys and her transformation into a pine tree, as well as the conflicts with Typhon and his metamorphosis into Capricorn, highlight Pan's resilience in the face of adversity and his celestial acceptance. Pan's story transcends the grotesque and fear, evolving into a symbol of resilience, adaptability, and divine recognition. By transforming into a constellation, Pan remains in the firmament as an eternal witness to divine cunning and the ability to transcend limitations. The mythological journey of Pan is not just a narrative, but a profound reflection on the complexities of existence and the pursuit of transcendence. As we delve into the intricate narratives surrounding the god Pan, it is impossible not to be enchanted by the wonders and challenges of the mythological world. Interestingly, this quest for the divine often transcends ancient myths and extends to contemporary adventures. A notable example is found in the book series Percy Jackson and the Olympians, where the intrepid Grover, Percy's friend, embarks on a personal journey in search of the lost god Pan. Amid mythical monsters, demigods, and epic twists, Grover undertakes his mission with a devotion that echoes the ancient stories of worshipping Pan. If you are passionate about mythology and seek a modern adventure, you cannot miss the book series Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Grover's journey is just one of the many fascinating ones awaiting those who dive into this literary universe. For those interested in embarking on this incredible saga, the link to purchase the book series will be available in the video description. Remember to like and subscribe for more fascinating mythological content. The time of mythology is just beginning.